Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of the award-winning Fearless Tarot and the brand new Tarot in Love, Consulting the Cards in Matters of the Heart, which is hot off the press from Llewellyn Books this week. So do check it out. It's all about relationship readings and also reading people through the tarot. It is time for this week's Oracle Reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals, and I asked you to use your intuition and just ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has your message. And the 3 animals were the skunk, the ant, and the frog. So if you're just joining me now, ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has your message. For those of you who picked the skunk spirit, it says, know your worth. And skunk does believe in itself. It's not afraid of any other animal. And in fact, because of its reputation, it holds itself with a nonchalance, a sense of confidence. And so this might be a time as well when you really know your worth. You really know who you are, and you're standing confidently in that. First card for skunk is where it's best to place your focus this next week. We actually get the Eight of Wands reversed. And when the Eight of Wands comes up reversed, it indicates that not only are things really speeding up for you at this time, it's going to feel like a really active week, but it might also be a time when you're just feeling stressed. You may need to let off some steam. You might also start to personalize all of the things that are happening around you. And it might be a time to, again, just relax. Sometimes the Eight of Wands reverse can also represent disorganized thinking. So if you're feeling like you're not getting the result that you want, or you feel like you're just bashing your head against the wall and nothing is progressing, it could be because you're sloppy in your thinking or not organized. You might have to get focused. You might have to really look at the thing from a new perspective and channel all of your efforts toward it. Whatever the Eight of Wands reversed is talking about for you, it could say that this is an important time to eliminate distractions, things that are causing your energy to feel a little bit more scattered this next week. The second card is going to be advice from your inner wisdom, and we actually get the Queen of Swords. She wears the butterfly crown. The Queen of Swords is a master at transforming the energy from chaotic, messy energy to organized, clear energy. She's also a card of leadership. And of all the Swords court cards in the background, they all have birds in the air, but the Queen of Swords alone has one solitary bird in the sky. And what that could indicate for you is that there's only one person who can handle the job in front of you to your satisfaction, and that's you. So you might as well roll up your sleeves and get to work with it. The Queen of Swords is also very logical. So if you've been feeling messy, stifled, or scattered in your energy, again, the Queen of Swords is all about collecting that energy and focusing it toward a singular goal. That is going to be so important for you this next week. And also the Queen of Swords is just a card of wisdom and clarity and focus. And then the mythic archetype that's going to help you if you picked the skunk is Hebe. She's the goddess of youth, and her card actually says play, but Hebe could just indicate that this is a time as well to really focus on the goal, really focus on cleaning up the energy, but then also knowing when to let your hair down, knowing when to play as well. It might be a time to balance this work with play. Or it could just indicate that you might want to infuse a more playful energy into the thing that's been stressing you out so much. Sometimes when we can laugh at ourselves or laugh at the circumstance that's happening in front of us, it can really help us out. And although the Queen of Swords is a rather serious figure, even she can benefit from allowing herself to laugh once in a while. So I just feel for Skunk that this is a time to not take everything so seriously and just allow yourself to release the energy through play or recreation. Next, we're going to go into the ant spirit, and this card says, time to collaborate. An ant could indicate that this is a time of cooperation coming up this next week. If you're attracted to ant, it's a creature of teamwork. So you're going to get more accomplished, not less, if you're working with others cooperatively. It might also be a time to make concessions. You may not get 100% of what you want, and yet that's going to be the way to proceed. So Ant is telling you to not be all or nothing this next week, but instead to be collaborative and to be flexible with the people you're caring about or the people that you're working around the most. First card for Ant is where it's best to place your focus this next week, and we do see the prickly Page of Swords. You can see he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder. He's on the defense. The Page of Swords can sometimes represent those other people in our lives that drive us crazy. They seem to never be accountable. The Page of Swords is the sort of person who says, I don't have the problem. You have the problem. You're crazy. I do everything right. And you're seeing so glaringly that there's some sort of work that they need to do on themselves. But here's the secret about the Page of Swords. He can represent those annoying people in our lives because what they're acting as is mirrors for the things we might not even like about ourselves very much. So I'm almost feeling with the ant that it might be easy to point at, to look at someone else and say, they're the cause of my problem, or they're just so irritating, or God, I can't stand that energy. I'm never like that. And yet they're shining a mirror on the things that you might be really working on in yourself. Although you may feel like you're not guilty of something or you would never do something the way this person does, that is already showing that you're really sensitive to that energy. And so this might be a time when you're more accountable yourself. Second card is going to be advice from your inner wisdom. And we actually get the Three of Pentacles. And what that reminds us is that we're all here to learn. Life is school for the soul. And sometimes we're going to be interacting with people who aren't as far along on their journey, or maybe they don't have the tools in their toolkit that you have. And so we're not wanting to have these judgments about them. Oh, well, you do this and you do that, and I do everything correctly. That Three of Pentacles could really indicate that sometimes we need to be more compassionate or forgiving for people that don't necessarily have what we have. And that includes wisdom. So I'm just feeling like this is a time to be the adult in the room and to really rise above any pettiness. And then the mythic archetype that is going to help you is actually Athena. She's the goddess of wisdom. And part of wisdom is experience. And I'm just feeling like for the ant people this next week, this could be a time when you're feeling frustrated because someone isn't appearing as wise. And yet you're needing to be the person who really gets the job done, that is the adult, that is the wise person. Think before you act and work on consensus instead of conflict. And then finally, we got the Frog Spirit. And this card says, clear out the clutter. And frog is all about releasing baggage, releasing emotions you don't need. So this could be a time where it really is going to be important to let go or surrender the things that have been becoming bothersome or burdensome. First card for frog is where it's best to place your focus this next week. And we got the Hierophant. The Hierophant calls us toward the seat of our soul, our spirit. He's the translator of the divine into the mundane. And so this could be a time when you are really making time to hear the sacred and to translate the sacred in your own life. And even if you're an atheist, there is still sacredness to be found in this world, in nature, or in those special moments, or in beauty, or in art. And it's just so important that you're channeling that you're putting that into the real world around you. The second card is going to be advice from your inner wisdom. We get another major arcana card, the Emperor. A lot of people who study tarot have a problem with these two archetypes because they're traditionally associated with the patriarchy. But in their best element, in their best aspect, these cards are necessary. These archetypes are necessary. And sometimes we have to make peace with the very part of ourselves that we're at war with. And I'm just feeling like this is a time not to be a doormat, a time to really take that divine masculine energy and interpret it in the positive way, or in a way that's constructive for you or other people. The Emperor is telling you to be assertive and firm, and that it's not a time to be a doormat this next week. I think that if you stand up for your best ideals, stability will result. And the mythic archetype that's going to help you is actually Psyche. She is the goddess of the soul. She is, in ancient Greece, the breath. And the Greeks believe that when you take your first breath, your soul enters your body. So your breath is your soul. And Psyche could indicate for you at this time to really put your attention on your breath, but also to be conscious of your breath and to realize that that is your spirit, that is your soul entering your body. It's also the vehicle for which your words leave your body. And so this might be a time to speak from the soul. That's going to lead to a good result. And that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can always schedule a reading with me at elliotoracle.com. And also, I do encourage you to check out Tarot in Love. Thank you for all of those of you who have pre-ordered it. And if you do like the book, please do consider leaving a kind review. Otherwise, I will see you all next week, and do take care.